Hi everyone, my name is Rachel Rosales. I chose to share with you a project I did with my fifth grade class in the spring of 2019. I wrote up a typical lesson plan, but I really wanted to make it come to life for you as it's a project that can have different outcomes every time it's done. I shared a Google document with Jillian Castillo, and I hope you've had a chance to look over that. If not, I'd be glad to answer any questions that you might have when we meet on Monday. In my classroom, this lesson developed really more organically than following a lesson plan out of a book. The students really chose how they wanted it to go. The project supports the Kansas History, Government, Science, and Social Study mission statement, and it was a wonderful way for my students to be engaged citizens and really help them believe that they could make a difference. As I said at the beginning, I wanted to make the actual lesson plan come to life for you. Here's what happened that spring. I asked my students to go onto the kids' news site, News ELA, and find a news story that interested them, that grabbed their attention. This one was one of the articles that was chosen, and we agreed to read it as a class. This is Emma Mertens. She was fighting a battle with brain cancer, but loved dogs so much that they would lift her spirits even on her toughest days. She received over 50,000 letters written from dogs' perspectives. This article really touched my class, and they started to wonder if there was anything they could do to help Emma. That was when we talked about not only writing letters to Emma from their dog's perspective to cheer her up, but making them video letters. Surprisingly, all my students had dogs at home, and my amazing administration allowed us to bring them into the school to film. Here's a snapshot of one of my students filming his section of his dog Dakota and his letter to Emma. Things kind of continued to develop from there. We sent that whole video letter to her dad on Facebook. And I'm really a true believer in letting students choose what they want to learn when it's possible. And I just really let my kids take the lead on this, and it developed into something beautiful. From there, they decided they wanted to do more, and we started discussing fundraisers. They created presentations of their ideas and pitched them to administration. I'll quickly show you one of the winning group's presentations. These three boys thought having a dog wash was a great way to raise money, and I loved the connection it made to Emma loving dogs. They pitched the idea to the administration at our school, and they were chosen. Their presentation was very basic, but it got the job done, and it wasn't too shabby for 10 and 11-year-olds. The first slide told administration what their cause was. They wanted to raise money for Emma for the Cure Starts Now in her name. They set a goal of $600. They discussed what their target audience would be. They decided it would be dog owners, specifically the dog owners in Douglas, Kansas, which is where my school is. They gained permission from the high school administration to use their parking lot if they were approved. They did this all on their own, emailed them and everything. They decided on a date and made sure it was a good one and didn't conflict with any other major events. They also talked about items that they had at home and what they would need to buy. It was agreed that they would use social media, flyers, and posters to market their fundraiser. They even discussed how they would accept donations. Last, they thanked the principal for her time and consideration, and they did a great job. Throughout the lesson, I was able to practice budgeting, finding the most cost-effective items, and calculating sales tax. Students made posters on Canva and displayed them throughout school. I also helped them by sharing on social media since they shouldn't really have social media in fifth grade. We discussed different marketing strategies and what was the best way to reach our target audience. They decided to write morning announcements and announce them themselves, and that was a great way to market the fundraiser. They also displayed the posters in local businesses to get the word out. And then here's the big day. Of course, I did have to help them coordinate some logistics with parent volunteers for the actual day of the event, but the kids really did 90% of all of the work on their own, and they were super proud of it. We also ran another fundraiser simultaneously with this one, where the kids sold raffle tickets and raffled off a limo ride for the winners of each grade. The group that chose to do this one had a grandparent that owned a limo company. They were very resourceful. And that's kind of how it went. The lesson plan that I wrote goes with this particular lesson that I did. So if you can kind of imagine in your head how another teacher could take this and put it to life, bring it to life, that would be great. If you have any questions, here's my information, and I can also answer them for you on Monday. Thank you. Have a great day.